name is Frank Laurendi. I've been on the board for approximately 17 years, the Beacon Park Board of Managers. I've been president of the board for approximately 14 to 15 years. So I have a lot of experience before we contracted CCC for our software management of our condominium complex. And then what happened after we contracted CCC and all the benefits that resulted from that. Okay. When we first started noticing there was a problem with service requests before we had CCC. They were being lost. There wasn't any follow-up, okay? Some of them were taking way too long because it was done all manually. It was done like jotting them, calling in and jotting them down on a 3x5 card and putting them on a bulletin board for the maintenance people to get and then respond. So that was a problem, and we had complaints from the residents, our unit owners here in our condominium complex. We knew there was a problem with this. We knew there was a problem with not having all the data we needed for who lives here and their contact information. And that's when we started looking at the software. Once we implemented it, we started noticing immediate benefits with the service requests because people would submit a service request and the response would be almost within a few hours because everybody, the board and the property manager, received an email immediately that this person submitted a service request. Our unit owners loved it because if they decided they needed a question answered in the middle of the night, they could submit a service request anytime they wanted to, not when the office hours allowed them to. So we saw a huge reduction in the time spent in not only following up but tracking these service requests also, because they were all logged in and we kept getting reminders every few days, 5 days, hey, this hasn't been answered, what's going on? So yes, we saw a big reduction in the time spent tracking them, how efficient they were in logging everything in, keeping track of them, and we got a lot of positive feedback from our unit owners too. We probably saved weeks in time in going back and forth with manually inputting these service requests because sometimes they weren't answered at all, but we didn't know that. As a board, we did not know they were not answered until the unit owner said, hey, I submitted this service request a week ago and I haven't received any response. So it's hard to put a time frame on it. What's more important is the response from the unit owners of how efficient this system was. So yeah, paper costs, definitely reduction in paper costs, reduction in the time it takes to resolve these issues, and at least 40 or 50%. I'm going to guess, but that's probably pretty close. It's allowed our property manager more time to manage our property, okay, and to do other things like improvements to our property besides answering service requests, but also just the overall operation of Beacon Park, having all the information on every unit owner that's here. Before they did it believe it or not, they did it with paper. They've told us it's really helped them manage Beacon Park more effectively, efficiently, giving them more time to concentrate on other things in Beacon Park, and also give them more time to manage other condominiums. I put in so much information in there. Our residents love it because they can immediately go in there. They don't have to call us. They don't have to even submit a service request. A lot of their questions are answered right in the library section of CCC, and they go in there and they can view anything that they need. Okay, and they've constantly told me that it's been such a help to them, and they're so happy what's in there, what allows them to see things that normally they would have to call and ask questions. So I would say the features of Condo Control Central has made it much more, our residents much happier as to how they can view things, get questions answered, and a number of unit owners have approached me and said they love it. They absolutely love it, and it's made their experience living here much better. I'm an engineer by trade, and I'm a project engineering manager, and I would say that your customer service department is probably for response times and getting back to us is one of the best I've ever seen. I'm serious. We are amazed. Our board people are amazed that when they submit a question or they have an issue or they just need something clarified. First, I tell them go into the training section of CCC. See if your question can be answered there, and if it can't, then we'll send an email to our customer service rep, and they get back to us sometimes within the same day, which is unbelievable. So yes, your support team has been extremely helpful, and your response time is unbelievable for a customer service department. Yours, I like the fact that CCC has modules you can add to it. That's a great feature. We did add the violation tracking module. Okay, so you can customize CCC to your condominium depending on how big it is and what you need in the way of controls. Some of the things you offer would not benefit us, but it could benefit other people. Okay, so having being able to add modules is a big plus with CCC, and so we're very, very happy that we have CCC. It's made our job a lot easier. It made our property manager's job a lot easier. And anybody who's looking at software to control their complex, they definitely need to look at CCC. And I would say out of all the ones we looked at, yours was the best.